August 12th, 2023, Calvin Castine at Clinton Community College in the gymnasium. And last time we were here, it was for Section 7 basketball. Today, it's for the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild biannual quilt show. And as you can see, they have got this gymnasium packed with quilts. The show has not taken place, I believe, in 4 years instead of the usual 2 because of COVID. So the last show was 2019, and here we are in 2023. So we're going to talk to some of the folks involved, primarily, if not exclusively, ladies, but just wanted to get a view from upstairs here before we got this show on the road so you could see what was happening here on this Saturday morning. It's a 2-day show, August 12th and 13th. So if you're watching this immediately after we put it up on August 12th, 2023, get yourself down here for the Sunday version of this. Okay, we are downstairs. We must be by the ladies' entrance. Where do the men enter here?
They enter through the same door.
I don't see any though.
Well,
oh, there's one.
You know, they'll come a little later.
The men will come here later.
It was funny because, you know, you're right, not too many men come. But it's getting so more and more men really are getting into quilting. And there was a gentleman here this morning who was the main electrical expert, and
let's back up here, Jean.
He was in here for hours just walking around looking. And then yesterday a sheriff was here and he did the same thing. So
all right, who are we talking to and what's your title?
I'm Jean Welch, and I'm chairperson of the show.
The chairperson, not co-chair, but the chair.
Oh, the chair, yes.
The chair, yes.
You know, after COVID, it's been really, really hard to get things going again. And prices have gone up wicked. And even the Vermont Quilt Show which brings in quilts from all over the world, was canceled because of a lack of vendors and volunteers and, you know, the expense of everything.
Yes.
You know, the last show in 19 that we had, we normally rent some racks to make it a little bit easier, and it was like $300, and then this year for the same amount of them it was $900.
Wow.
So you know, that's just how everything's gone up. But boy, I'll tell you, anybody out there that's looking for fabric, they've certainly got a lot of choices.
Today's the day to be here, right?
Well, today or tomorrow.
Right.
So you know, this is called Latte Lotto, where, you know, for a very small amount of money, you put your choice of things into the container, and then when they draw, if it's your number, then you get whatever it is. And that is strictly a fundraiser for the guild.
Okay, costs you $1 or whatever to.
I'm not even sure.
Not even sure. You haven't gotten yours yet.
No, not yet.
So
Vicky. She's back. Remember Vicky?
Yes, I remember Vicky.
Vicky was chairperson of the last show.
Yeah,
and she went ahead and deserted us and
just
moved.
But I specifically
no forwarding
set
address.
my time. I live in Alabama now, and I specifically set my time to come up for this show.
I know. We love you.
Welcome back.
This is my daughter. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Are you a quilter too?
No.
Oh, come on, girl.
I don't have the free time.
Oh.
I'm about to be a PhD student, so.
What are you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Oh, my free, why don't you, babe? And this is all
one?
hand applique.
Hand applique.
Needle and thread.
Needle and
You lay this little piece on, sew it by hand. Then lay the next one on, sew it by hand. All of these.
One little
oh man.
puzzle piece at a time here,
Yes,
right?
yes. Yes.
You got to have this drawn out in your brain before you start.
Well, you probably have a pattern that somebody else put in their brain.
So yeah, so I'll be looking around here and
Okay.
trying not to look at the names because I've got to choose one here. Hometown Cable has to choose one.
I
here.
know you do.
I like to
Well, when
not
you
know who I'm picking.
when you get down over there, I want you to take a look at Chicken Buffet.
Is that yours?
It is, so don't pick it. And it's like, oh God, Chicken Caesar, and you'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
So who else is on your committee, Jean?
You ask me these things, I'm getting old, I forget.
I know, but you remember who used to be on your committee? We just met her, but now.
Yeah, Tommy Sigwin was in charge of, she and I did all of the layout to match up different quilt sizes to different quilt racks.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Is there a list somewhere?
Yeah, in the booklet.
Well, let's go look at it.
Okay.
Hang on here.
Debbie,
Okay.
our treasurer.
Oh, Debbie, our treasurer. Hi, Debbie, our treasurer. Debbie who?
Debbie Powers.
Oh, Debbie Powers. All right, and who we got here?
And this is Carol Crowningshoe.
Carol Crowningshoe.
She's the hostess. She takes care of all of that stuff up there.
Sounds like an Essex County name.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And Yvonne took care of all
Yvonne
of.
Bazzaio.
Yes. Took care. Come here.
Oh, another one. Look at it, just wandering by.
I know. And I'm gonna go
Get to work.
get to work.
And Yvonne took care of all the vendors.
Okay.
You know, contacting the vendors, getting, helping them get here, taking care of any complaints.
Not that we had any.
Not that we've had any.
Okay.
And this is Tess Garrell. She's the
I'll
co-chair.
give a scoop.
Co-chair.
I need to go help with community outreach.
Will you get to work, please?
Sewing of the hats. I am.
Thank you. You're the co-chair, huh?
Yes, my first actually quilt show that I've been part of. I've gone,
Yeah.
visited a couple of times, but this is a great event, and Jean has just
Well,
really put together a great show.
everybody.
A lot of people, they just really help. It's a really community and people,
I
which
saw her.
is really
I
great.
saw her slip you that $10 bill. Yeah, okay.
Well, I got
You've
that in
earned it.
pockets. I'm waiting for the other one.
Oh, well, it's there. Dig deep.
And we had somebody that walked by a little bit earlier that you stopped, and what was her name there? I forgot already. Okay. Okay.
So, well, let's go. Let's
All right.
keep walking.
Let's keep walking.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to
got
keep walking,
somebody's-
then I'll come back through here.
So
A
you
little bit
can
later.
see there's lots of fabric for sale.
Lots of fabrics. All right. How does one become a quilter anyway?
I don't know.
You don't know?
How did you become a quilter?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you a quilter?
Person on the street. There we go.
And
Who are you?
what? Who are you, and what got you into it?
Oh, my name is Joyce. My mother sewed once, so I learned to sew when I was young. And we just went from there.
I'm a quilter. I have a quilting business.
Oh, you do? Now,
Yeah.
what is your
Who are you?
business?
It's called Quit Your Stitching.
Quit your stitching?
Stitching, yeah. I live in Vermont.
Oh, good. Well,
Yes,
welcome.
Yes.
And do you do
Stitching
long
rod.
arm
I
quilting?
do. That's what I have.
Yeah.
A gamma. Yes.
So do I.
Yeah.
With IntelliQuilter?
No, it's a Statler.
Oh man. She's got money.
For money. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
She owns the business. Yeah.
Have you seen that new panel yet? Oh no, not that one. Yeah. I did.
There's a lot of in-talking here, obviously. It's a separate, secret language that they have. Meanwhile, my wife's over there spending money over in a corner over there. So we're going to probably roam around here a little bit. And we'll be looking at each of these quilts individually in a moment. So we are back here at the beginning. I will roam from 2019 Best in Show right here. Champlain Valley Quilters Guild. We are the world. And this was Linda Harwood. I just saw her a few minutes ago here. She had the best in show. I don't know, Linda's still nearby. I don't see her quickly here, but so we're going to go in the quilts area, then we're going to wander around the outer edge and maybe talk to some of the vendors who are here. Here is Violet Moish, I guess might be the name. It's a mystery, it's called. And these are huge quilts right here. This is, I would say, 10 or 12 feet squared probably. This is Sweet Dreams by Claire Vaca, V-A-C-C-A. Sweet Dreams. Looks like a great Valentine's Day present. Then from Pamela Schaefer, Toil and Trouble. That's one we looked at a little bit earlier. With that Halloween motif. Which we may be rushing this a little bit for you viewing this on your favorite device or TV. Kathy DeSalle, Crazy Quilt. But we've got a lot to get through here, so just plan on coming in 2 years and join the guild. Diane Rogers, KT, Kansas Trouble. And Elaine Dupree, Patriotic Churn Dash, I think it says. Patriotic theme. And we got, you can quilt other things besides quilts, you know. There's some smaller items. And back to a quilt. Baskets, it's called. And this is Jean Welch, the lady we were talking to for most of the time here so far. One of the things that Jean does in her spare time. Baskets. And then a couple of smaller items again. And here we have Country Quilt, Jean Arlt, A-R-L-T, Arlt. Again, a couple of smaller items. And a whole lot of blue here, blue skies, blue seas. A great big hummingbird or whatever. I'm not sure what it is. Carol Crowningshield would know. We just met her a minute ago. Beauty is everywhere. Can't argue when looking at this one. Beauty is everywhere.
Oh, aren't you great? We have such
Cannot argue with that.
We're just trying to put a few things
And we're going to go right around the corner so we don't
what they were.
we don't skip any on accidentally here. Claire Vaca, Calico Star. And I've got the unenviable task of trying to pick a favorite out of all these quilts here. A couple of smaller items again, and we should point out the floor has been covered here to protect the floor from all this traffic. We've certainly had a lot of rain, so besides the normal foot traffic, later on today we could be people coming in with wet shoes on. This is diagonal pinwheel Elaine Dupree. And Stepping Stones by Kathy Davenport. We saw Kathy, I think she's set up over in the corner over there. So Kathy is certainly here. Set up in the corner. As we walked in, looked like she was there giving a demonstration or something. A lot of smaller items again. Still a lot of work goes into them. And here we've got Kathy DeSalle, Eric and Courtney's Night Sky. Eric and Courtney's Night Sky. And Jean Welch, Spinning Pinwheels. And it does look like they're spinning pinwheels. You can see a lot of thought and effort goes into these. Another very blue one here, Diane Rogers, Sonia's Window. So apparently this is what Sonia sees when she looks out her window. Very, very blue. And now we have Challenging Pineapple, Pamela Schaefer. Here's a very busy one here. Not sure. Before I give you the title here, I'll let you look at it and you tell, I think, what you might be calling this. It's from Bethany Growlak. And the title she came up with is Galvanized. Okay. And now from Cheryl Weber, Adirondack Evening. Just sitting out there in the Adirondacks evening. Looks like all the seasons are represented here. We got creatures in the snow. Looks like it's mainly snowflakes here, so it's a winter evening in the Adirondacks with snowflakes in every little panel. Moving right along, we have another Cheryl Weber creation, Rock Solid. We have to, as we said, keep moving because further into the day we go, the more crowded it's going to be here, and we don't want to be interrupting other people. Bethany Crowlick, sunbow. Not a rainbow, but a sunbow. And here we have Linda Harwood, the champion from 4 years ago, Spirit of the North Woods. Can you only imagine the number of hours that go into something like this? And here is Violet Mosch, and it's in Blue Heaven. In Blue Heaven here. Kathy DeSalle, Chandelier Quilt. If you want to put a quilt underneath your chandelier, this is it, Chandelier Quilt. And once again, we have some smaller creations. If we had more time to do this, we would mention everybody's name, but as we said, it's already starting to get crowded here. There's another Jean Welch creation, garden quilt. So after she's working in her garden all day, in the evening hours, she works on the garden quilt. And you can hear the motors revving on this one. Linda Mott, a life well lived, a wonderful life. Makes you want to jump on your Harley and go for a ride, huh? So this is apparently somebody's journeys that they've gone on their bike, and the souvenirs that they picked up along the way, including Albuquerque. Again, a couple of smaller items. I apologize to the people who work on these. Again, we need to keep moving because the crowd keeps growing here, and we don't want to get in people's way. And here is a blue batik, B-A-T-I-K, blue batik. Anne Gillette created this. Feel free to vote at home as you're watching this. Kathy Davenport, Country Haven. And right next to it is Seasons of Life by Pamela Schaefer. And yes, the Quilters Guild does need some more input, so if you'd like to learn more about this, get a hold of the folks at the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild. I'm sure they have a Facebook page, If you recognize any of the names that we read off today, feel free to contact them. So many groups. It's getting harder and harder to find people to work and to do things. So feel free to contact them. Cone Flowers by Diane Rogers. And we're going to turn around so we don't lose track. I got Judy following me here, so she'll keep track of what I've done. Lake Alice. I've been to Lake Alice. This is Rhonda Daly's version. I'm sure Alice T. Minor would have gladly thrown this on her bed. This huge quilt named Lake Alice. Again, this is a maze here. Not only is it amazing, it's a maze. And hopefully I won't get lost in this maze. Again, we're trying to avoid people here, so not getting people in the camera that don't necessarily want to be on camera. Mary Lou Beauharnois, Trip Around the World. Yeah, Mary Lou contacted me, make sure I was aware of the dates here. We made it, Mary Lou. Mary Lou Beauharnois. Trip Around the World. Now we have to skip one here because there's a lady enjoying it. Fran Rougeau, Carpet of Flowers. I would guess that every once in a while, two quilters come up with the same name for a creation. Here we have Claire Vaca's Secret Lives of Color. If you ever want to know what the colors were doing when you weren't looking, here it is. It's their secret lives right here. Pretty darn sure she got just about every color in there. Kellen and Kelly's North Star by Kathy DeSalle. And smaller items once again. Okay, we're going to skip this next one, go to the end, and then come back. We got three people really inspecting that one. I suppose when you know what you're doing, you look them over pretty darn close. Red Stars, Elaine Dupree. Different shades of red stars, and I have to admit to you, when I'm looking at it in the real world and then looking at it through the camera, the stars are much more prominent through the camera than what I'm looking at. I guess you almost need to look at this one through the camera to truly appreciate it. And now we have from Claire Vaca, Flapjacks, Venetian Canals. This is the first time that I've ever used flapjacks and Venetian canals in the same sentence. Here we've got from Kathy DeSalle, Weather Vane Quilt. Weather Vane Quilt. All right, Tommy Seguin, Tammy's Mountains. Got some mountain peaks here. And right here we've got Diane. I'll have to zoom in here. Pliskovsky. Back to Nature by Wing and a Prayer. And again, they're expecting me to pick one. And they're all deserving here. All right, here is Baby Animals, Linda Mott. And the outer edge of the quilt is surrounded by baby animals. And if you decide to salute this one, we'll understand this is Old Glory Quilt, Kathy DeSalle. And Carla Strauss, Farm Fun. She's having fun on the farm here. Farm Fun. And again, some smaller items. Okay, we're going back to the two that we skipped. Mary Lou Baharnois, Chickadees in the Berry Trees. We'll give her points for originality here. Chickadees in the Berry Trees. Mary Lou Baharnois. And the one that those ladies were looking over very closely, Kathy DeSalle. When life gives you scraps, make a quilt. So that's what she did. Cutting up every one of those little squares. Every one of those little squares have to be stitched on here. When life gives you scraps, make a quilt. Holy cow. You can see why those ladies were looking it over very closely. Back to our regular route here. Wedding quilt. Linda Mott. A wedding quilt. Looking very pink in this one. Nancy Wild. Kind of blocked out here. We'll see if we can read what it says. Rosalie. Rosalie Madison with love. Me and my sister's design, it says. Again, the thought and effort that goes into these is just mind-boggling. So I'm sure that once you get the hang of it, you can sit there and watch your favorite TV show, Scarecrow and Mrs. King or whatever, and quilt at the same time. Blue Gardens, Marilyn Doyle. And here we have Claire Vaca, Ukrainian Sunflower. Cheryl Weber, Moose Tracks. I thought that was the name of a band. Moose Tracks. And if you never had a moose looking through your living room window, that's what it looked like right there. Over here we have Rhonda Daly's French Bluebird. Bluebird en français. The French Bluebird. I think I'm going to save this spot for later, and I've come along this way. I hope in this maze I don't skip a whole bunch. Okay, we got some ladies chatting here, so we'll get the name of this one and we'll move on. This is Cheryl Weber's Kansas Morning. So all of our viewers in Wichita, that's what your mornings look like. Look like it's harvest season though.
It's one
Gold Mystery from Tommy Seguin. Or Sayan. It would have been pronounced 60 years ago. Tommy Seguin or Sayan. Gold Mystery. And here we have Autumn Sunrise, Jan Bunn. Here is Color Burst by Marilyn Doyle. The best thing is you can, no matter which way you turn your camera, it's an interesting view. See? Told you. And here we have Claire Vaca, Hometown Charms. Hometown Charms here. Makes you wish you were back home. Or watching Hometown Cable, I guess. Hometown Charms, and this is Kathy DeSalle's Henry's Carpenter Square Quilt. And again, some smaller ones. COVID survival quilt, Mary Lou Barnwa. So this is how she got through COVID. Jean Welch. She's been busy. Scrap therapy. Scrap therapy here keeps Jean busy. Grabbing her purple and lavender scraps and surrounding them with yellow here. And here we have Linda Mott's The Wonder of Squirrels. Yeah, you say that till they get in your attic. The Wonder of Squirrels. Everyone's got a squirrel doing something a little different. Here is Claravecca, Be My Neighbor. There are animals in my house. Probably her squirrels are. I don't know. Be my neighbor, there are animals in my house. Okay. All right. Certainly a different title. Linda and Kathy showing off this quilt here. Let's see whose it is here, huh? Velma. Velma Puryear, I know her.
This is a tie quilt.
A tie quilt.
It's made with men's ties.
Oh, she stole Francis's ties? Does he know this?
He knows this.
He knows
These are all ties. This is material. This is material, of course. But these are all pieces of ties. All of that.
And it's called Modified Wedding Ring.
Mm-hmm.
She stole his ties and tried to sweet talk him by calling it wedding ring here, huh? Velma Puryear stealing her husband's ties and making a quilt out of them. Huh?
It wasn't her husband.
It wasn't her husband. Okay.
It was a man who went to work every day and had to wear ties. And it was made for him.
I see. Okay.
And the intricate work and the quilting on it is gorgeous. I think so.
Well, you would know. You've made a quilt or two, or 10, or
Yeah, a few. But it's just gorgeous. I love it.
All right. Well, I'm glad you happened to be here when I showed up here. Set the record straight. Those are not Francis's ties. Okay. Let's give the story here. This quilt has been made for a wonderful man, husband and father, who wore neckties to work every day. To honor him, this quilt was made using his neckties. They do provide gloves here if you want to touch the quilts. You're going to touch them only with gloves, though. We're going to turn right around. Keep this show rolling. We're going to run into some folks here that are coming in our direction. Mary Lou Barnwa again. Cardinals Rhapsody. Cardinals Rhapsody right here. A couple of larger, smaller ones here. And we come across Linda Harwood's Autumn Checkerboard. Linda's Autumn Checkerboard right here. Very, very colorful. Autumn Checkerboard is followed by Kathy DeSalle's Are We There Yet quilt. A bunch of maps. Looks like she's traveling Route 66 there. Are we there yet? Kathy DeSalle wants to know. Jean Welch, Sonia's Window. And here we have Joanne Gear, Wooden Oak Mystery Stitch. And some of these have, like Velma's did, a little story behind them, but we didn't start reading the stories, so we're not going to start in the middle of the show here. But I'm sure the little stories that go with them give you the background of what they're doing. We'll keep that in mind when I come back in 2 years there. Michelle Toth, Zigzag. Zigging and zagging. And again, this is one that you can look at in either way. Here we go. Rita Alford. It's getting right to the point. This is called To the Point. As you can see, when you come to this biannual quilt show, you can plan on spending some time. Star Kaleidoscope by Michelle Toth. Star Kaleidoscope. All right, name this one. As I make my name over to the name tag here, go ahead and name it. It is Sunbow by Bethany Crowlack. Sunbow. Again, like a rainbow, only it's a sunbow. And this is Bev Juno. We've seen some smaller items from her. There's Bev Juno's Dockside. She and Tom are sitting by the dock here, and she's quilting and he's fishing. Dockside. And this quilt is another scrap quilt. In fact, it's called Scrap Quilt. And it's for sale. Debbie Michelucci. Debbie Michelucci. Debbie Michelucci, Never Again. I guess she's done. This is her last one. Never Again, it's called. I'll never start a project like this again. Wow. I don't know if any of these ladies keep track of their hours and hours and hours that they spend, but there's got to be a lot of time involved in these. And here we got Alice Friedenberg, Flying Through the Stars. Alice Friedenberg, Flying Through the Stars. And right next to it, Jean Welch. What's it called? Lila. As we continue to move along, the crowds are getting thicker, as you can see. Lots of people showing up here. Clarivaca Fall Frolic. Fall Frolic from Clarivaca. And from Jan Bunn, Round Robin Challenge. And here we got Marilyn Doyle's Snowman and Friends. It's August. I don't want to know nothing about no snowman. People are speculating how much snow we'd have if our July and August rainfalls were snowflakes instead. And of course, wet snow and dry snow are different depths, but 15, 20 feet or more, what we could have had in a month and a half of time based on our rainfall. Here's Jean Arlt, or Jean Arlt, pineapple. This is pineapple. And that's the very brown one here. And Gillette, Southwest Stack and Whack. I have no idea what that's all about, but this is Southwest Stack and Whack. And this, one little square at a time here, Michelle Toth, all squared up. Yep. She is indeed all squared up. Champlain Valley Quilters Guild 2023 show at Clinton Community College in the gymnasium. Kathy DeSalle, Jelly Roll Sizzle. Not sure how many calories are in this quilt, but she probably burnt a few. Jelly Roll Sizzle. And here we have a Star Wars one. What's it say here? Ray's Obsession by Tomi Seguin or Sayan. Somebody in her life is obsessed with Star Wars and R2-D2 and C-3PO and Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Darth Vader, and all those folks. Surrounded, Mary Lou Beauharnois. That's a big one. This is a big quilt.
They think it, they'll try it. If they thought they'd seen something up here to get there, maybe they'll find a way. It's like, you can't do that. How come?
Surrounded, Mary Lou Beauharnois. And turning right around here is see the vendors on the side here. Elaine Dupree, Mayflower Basket. Mayflower Basket. Elaine Dupree. Okay, the music of my youth, Tommy Seguin. Well, she's got all these album covers, and she's recreated them here. Recreating her favorite album covers from her youth. And here is Kathy DeSalle's 2019-2020 BOM Around the World. BOM Around the World. Not quite sure what that means, but there's her version. Here we have another Kathy DeSalle creation, Twinkle Twinkle National Quilt Museum, BOM. Jean Welch. We've been told that our friend Kay Kern, who we always run into, will not be here this year. So hope Kay is watching. Kay and Lee are watching at home. Jean Welch, flowers. And if you're into black and white, go from the Carla color to the black and white. When you put them side by side, the black and white almost looks colorful, but it's not. It's all black, white, and gray here. Linda Harwood, 50 Shades of Gray. All right. I've never watched that movie or been interested in watching that movie, so we'll take her word for it. Linda Harwood's 50 Shades of Gray. Jean Welch, Songs of the Season. Looks like the birds are singing all the songs. Speaking of which, on this August 12th, 2023, we had a bunch of crows started serenading us at 6 o'clock this morning or before, and they wouldn't let up. What they're calling is not quite a song. I don't know what they were excited about, but they were making a lot of noise outside our windows today. Okay, a couple of smaller ones here again. And we're going to try to make our way up to the next one.
The ones that I had on the back.
Okay, excuse me, lady, we're trying to come through here. Would you stop your spinning wheel for a moment here? Amy Pawlowski, Spinning the Thread of Women's History, a celebration of progress and empowerment. is her first experience quilting with her long arm machine. And this is all quilted here. May look like a photograph, but when you zoom in, you can see all the stitches. All the stitches that goes into separating the colors one stitch at a time. And we're going to back up here and get a view that people see when they walk through. So amazing, amazing, amazing effort. It's all right. Here's Jean Arlt with Moonlight Garden. Moonlight Garden with Jean Arlt. And before we relocate, we'll take another look at that lady with her spinning wheel. Next up is Elaine Dupree's pinwheel wreath. And Bethany Crowlett up in the air, kites and butterflies. Kites and butterflies up in the air. We're going to try to keep the camera rolling, come around the corner here. And yep, there's more. Jean Welch, Log Cabin Under the Stars. Log Cabin Under the Stars. Yvonne Bazayo. Hey, we met her. Round Robin Challenge. Here is Kathy Davenport. Tuscan Kale. Tuscan Kale.
And when people find out you have a long arm, they come out of the rock out. Oh, can you do a quilt party?
Priscilla Reed, Into the Woods. Kathy DeSalle. Hosea Aurora, A Walk on the Path. Kathy DeSalle, Sam's Dream Weaver Quilt. So this is for Sam here. And next to it, Bethany Crowlett, Ulata, U-L-O-T-A, Ulata. That's what it is. It's a whole lot of stitching. And now we have Violet Moche. It's a very Moche Christmas. Well, as we get to approaching 11:20 now, we want to apologize to the folks in Schuyler Falls. They're having a 175th anniversary parade at noon, and we long ago committed to being here, so I also had a funeral I could be attending right now. An old friend. Actually, his brothers, his late brothers, were close friends. But here is Montana Blooms by Jan Bunn. We're getting a trip around the world here, around the country. All I have to do is stop in here to Clinton Community College on this August 12th, 13th weekend. 2021 BOM Blueberry. Kathy DeSalle. She must have been feeling very blue when she made this one here. Cheryl Weber. A Little Twinkle. Little Twinkle here from Cheryl Weber. And Elaine Dupree Card Tricks. 90 inch by 90 inch. I just noticed that they actually have the sizes written on these. Card Tricks by Elaine Dupree. We've made our way back to do. We think we've done all the ones going up and down. Now we're going sideways. Blue, Diane Rogers. Don't forget to pick your favorite. I can't pick the top 10 even. I mean, that would be difficult enough, but I got to pick a favorite. And some smaller stuff. And there's a Wild Goose by Billy Hill. I guess this is what happens when you catch that wild goose. That's what you get. Wild goose. Chase. Oh, it does say Chase. Wild Goose Chase. Billy Hill. Not Benny Hill, but Billy Hill. Here we got Rita Alford. Adaja. And Double the Fun, Rita Alford. And a very interesting sky here from Gene Welch, Astrovision. Another Gene Welch, Almost. This one is Almost. And they asked her, "Are you done yet?" "Almost." Linda Harwood, Tree of Life. There's your Tree of Life right there. It's for sale. Garden Party, Patty Monagle. Garden Party. Now some of these are for sale, some aren't for sale, but somebody made the right offer, they might become for sale. But what happens in a lot of these cases is they've probably already sold them or gave them to someone and asked to borrow them for the show here. And in some cases they do have them sitting around at home. Amish Kaleidoscope, Billy Hill. And Diane Rogers has cone flowers. Cone flowers, not cornflowers, but cone flowers. And the flowers got a little cone on it there. Mary Lou Baharnwa, Stars Around the World. And here's the Champlain Valley Quilters Guild official little quilt. I think we got more. I'm going to go around the corner. Again, it's getting crowded here. This is Kathy Davenport's African World. The African World according to Kathy Davenport. We're going to break away from that row because it's quite crowded at the moment. Linda Harwood, Dixie Cups. Dixie Cups. It's a 40 by 55. 40 by 51. Tommy Seguin, Colors Galore. Can't argue with that. There are indeed colors galore here.
Oh my gosh!
And here we have Violet Mosh. She's at home in Morrisonville when she did this. That's the title, At Home in Morrisonville. Everyone, a little scene here. That's, again, a whole lot of effort. And then we have Tommy Seguin, Unicorns on Parade. No green alligators or long-necked geese, just unicorns on this one. And turning around, we're going to try to go down this row. Rita Alford, Adirondack Colors. I apologize to any of the quilters if we don't spend as much time as you would like just to spend on your particular quilt. But we've got a whole bunch to see here and trying to do it without disrupting everybody else's enjoyment. Bethany Crowlett, Flying Geese To and Fro. Flying Geese To and Fro. We'll go north and south in the same day. And here we have Bethany Crowler's Pat's Wheels. Pat's Wheels. Tommy Seguin, Olaf for Annie. Olaf for Annie. The snowman is here. She made a snowman and it won't melt, guarantee you that. And then another Tommy Seguin creation, Elsa and Anna. Here is Linda Harwood, Marsh Morning. For sale with the money going to the Children's Cancer Research Fund. Linda Harwood's Marsh Morning. Another Linda Harwood, the Paris Quilt. Apparently she took a trip to Paris. And she spent all of her time quilting while she was there. Truly dedicated. And Bethany Crowlick. I've been saying Crowlick, but it's got an I there. Crowyak. My apologies. Insectary. Apparently a big insect fan. So if you like insects, you'll love this quilt. It's for sale. Let's see. Bev Juno, Cabin in the Woods. The most challenging project she's undertaken. Quilting wise, I guess. And moving right along. Jan Bunn, Purple Feathers. Marilyn Doyle, Garden Party Round Robin. Okay, we got one to our left we're going to try to get, but for now, Cheryl Weber Frost here. This is Frost from Cheryl Weber. On a mild August day. We're not thinking of frost, but she is. And before we get somebody else coming around the corner and stealing this angle here, we're going to look at Priscilla's Reed version of Alaska. And here we got a couple, oh, just one here. Oops, you gotta look where I'm going here. Look where I'm, again at Bethany Crowyak. Coco Pelly Go Round. Okay. Whatever you say. This is for sale, Linda Harwood. I am here on the floor, it says. As for Linda. 2021 Challenge Block of the Month. Block of the Month. And Kathy Davenport, Spice. Here's Kathy Davenport, Cheryl's Lilies. Cheryl's Lilies. I'm going to try to sneak in here. Jen Welch, Chicken Buffet. And now we have Woodland Creatures by Pamela Schaefer. A whole lot of creatures you can see in the woods. Some that don't even smell very good. But she found a way for all of them to pose for her, and that's what she got. Very nice indeed. Here is Alice Friedenberg's COVID Colored Crumbs. If you wondered what COVID crumbs look like, this is it. From Alice Friedenberg. And then we have Firefly Dance by Marilyn Doyle. And Barb Stednicki, Stars for Wren. W-R-E-N, Stars for Wren, W-R-E-N. And let's see. This is that chicken buffet that we couldn't quite get a front view from, because there was several people admiring this one. It's Kathy DeSalle's Dear Daughter. With some very important sayings on it. Dear Daughter. Manatees. Rita Alford. She likes those undersea mammals, apparently. Manatees are here. You don't need an aquarium if you got this quilt. This is our last row here. We got here Bethany Krawyek, Bunny Hop. Bunny Hop. Whole bunch of rabbits here hopping around, hopping from panel to panel. And next to it is Bethany Krawyek's Forest Floor. Forest Floor. And yes.
It's not me.
Not you?
It's Bethany with the short white.
All right. Alice Friedenberg, Where's the Robin?
Thank you.
And I found out that that woman's name is Kravik. W is pronounced like a V, like in Kowalski and other Polish and Lithuanian names. Where's the robin? Just like where's Waldo, I guess. So if you spot the robin, let her know. She lost it apparently when she started doing this. Claire Vaca, scrappy brick houses. So using her scraps to make brick houses out of them. Hawaiian-inspired needle turn applique. Looks like a big snowflake to me, but Kathy DeSalle. And it's titled Hawaiian-inspired needle turn applique. And it's 4 feet by 4 feet. Some are odd shapes, like this is 49 by 61. This is Chickadees in the Pines by Kathy DeSalle. I think I'd stick W.C. Fields in here somewhere. My little chickadees. Chickadees in the Pines. A lot of them. A lot of chickadees in the pines. And here we have Diane Rogers Round Robin Challenge. She got I guess that's supposed to be a robin. Not quite red breast, but robin gold breast. Round Robin Challenge. The robins left early this year in August. I think they got flooded. In July. Usually it's August. Don't see the robins anymore. This year it was middle of July. All the robins were gone. I think they got flooded out. Paddle Wheel Quilt by Kathy DeSalle. I look forward to those robins every spring, and I hate to see them leave in August, but they didn't leave in August this year. They left in July. Jean Welch, she's on safari. And Jean Arlt, Round Robin Challenge. Another Round Robin Challenge there. So this is butterflies. And that, I believe, is it. We've seen this one. So all around the outside of the gymnasium floor here are vendors. So they've got dozens of vendors here to handle all the needs of everyone. All right, here it is, the coveted Hometown Cable gold blue ribbon presented to Velma Perrier for her ties here. The ties that bind here, all these ties, and Linda Harwood's explaining to some local people here. Some coming all the way from Canada, some coming all the way from the Ridge Road, just to be here. And they're not dancing tonight. Yeah, well, not yet, at least. So that'll wrap it up. Everywhere we look, there are vendors and more vendors, and some very familiar. And all around the gymnasium are vendors. So rather than offend some, we're gonna just hit the road. You can come through. Feel free to come through. That's all right.
Are you Mr. Castine?
I'm Mr. Castine.
You look taller. That's because I'm shorter. I'm Mary Lou Barnwell.
Oh, good Good to see you. I
The
saw
one
your.
that called you.
I saw one or two of your quilts,
Many, many of them.
or 50. One or two or 50.
Thank you. Did you take pictures?
Oh yes, everyone's captured. All right, we're gonna close with a quilting demonstration here by Pam Demore, and that's gonna wrap it up. An outstanding show once again. If you're watching this before the end of August 13th, please consider coming down here and enjoying the afternoon. It'll be a nice visit, as you'll remember. Thanks for watching. We hope to be back in 2 years for the next 2025 quilt show, Champlain Valley Quilters Guild.
I know, but you can feel really good.